The original God of War trilogy captured the hearts and erections of gamers everywhere with its unbelievable gameplay featuring god murder, animal abuse, and most unbelievably round titties. What?
Parents should not let their children watch this.
Shut up!
Up to that point, Cones had titillated gamers everywhere, and so naturally when Santa Monica Studios announced a new God of War for the new PlayStation 4, obviously Kratos was pretty darn excited. And with such high expectations and erections to fill, shifting to Norse mythology was the only logical move. And there goes my erection. Last we saw of Kratos, he was atop Mount Olympus beating up old homeless men. And now, he's the old homeless man, and so rather than giving his dick and being a dick to everyone, this new Kratos is a grumpy old dad minus the bod who his former self would have punched 40 times for wearing that ugly ass shirt. Now I look dumb as fuck. And so rather than making her say, this new Kratos just says no to everything.
No.
Yes?
No.
Yes?
No.
Yes, you bald fuck.
Watch your tone, boy.
Sorry, Daddy.
And with a 94 on the all-important Metacritic worldwide acclaim and being my favorite single player of all time, I don't think you'll ever play another game like God of War. Spoilers ahead.
You will tell him nothing.
The new God of War wastes no time showing the player that this will be a very different experience, as in the first 5 minutes you burn your dead wife. Show me some titties. We never saw these emotional depths from Kratos in the original, and so this intense, unexpected sadness sucker punches you right in the feels.
Which way?
In the direction of deer.
This is the worst.
And then when you go in the direction of deer, he just yells at you.
What are you doing?
Where the original trilogy is all about sex, gods, and chaos blades, the new God of War is mostly about confusing you with puzzles. What the fuck? You may be playing as a god, but the developers want to remind you that you're immortal and, most importantly, an idiot. You've got to use everything at your disposal. Move this over there, move that over this, shoot this with that, and miserably fail at this. And the game makes you feel all cocky after the first few puzzles are so easy and you say,
I am the smartest man alive!
And then 10 minutes later you feel like a complete ape when you can't solve this damn puzzle and you say,
I'm stupid, you're smart.
fuck.
I was wrong, you were right.
Shit.
You're the best, I'm the worst.
And now that God of War has made you feel like a poopy dumb face, let out all that tardy Spartan rage instead of going to a therapist. Oh, I'm depressed. The game keeps the soul of the original with plenty of hack and slash insanity where you just mash R1 and R2. But there are also new, brilliant gameplay mechanics introduced like rolling, horizontal rolling, and slightly more aggressive rolling, and a block mechanic that you'll never use until the game forces you to.
Fuck off me.
The boss fights are fun, and each uniquely force you to rolls in ways you never thought possible, like left instead of right. And very similarly to the puzzles, there are two distinctly different types of boss fights. You'll either breeze through it, and on your first try you'll say,
This is my swamp.
or you've got to listen to this asshole verbally and literally give you the middle finger.
I thought you'd be bigger.
I don't know what this guy's deal is, but he looks like Conor McGregor, and he even constantly shit talks during fights in an accent I can't understand.
What did you say?
The single gameplay mechanic that stops this game from being Scandinavian Dark Souls is the addition of Atreus, who assists you in combat by shooting arrows at enemies, choking enemies, and getting you into every single predicament throughout the game.
Traitor. You are a traitor.
And there's really only one place Atreus could have learned to become a vicious murderer: his daddy. The killing in God of War makes Doom look like Animal Crossing. Instead of ripping some derpy demon's eye out, you're unhinging a werewolf's jaw. Instead of chainsawing some generic ass demon, you're fucking riding King Kong and burying your axe through its skull. Instead of splitting a demon skeleton apart, you're splitting a demon skeleton apart. Kratos is a virtuoso killer, finding new, inventive ways to avoid talking to people. Very effective. And although Kratos claims it to be his duty,
We do what we must to survive.
we all remember that savage from the original trilogy.
It was his duty. He never liked it.
Is that what he told you? He lied.
And God of War makes the murders look so fun that it definitely makes gamers violent in real life, as you can't help but cheer at some crackhead getting his neck broken. Oh! My erection's back. The Norse world is absolutely breathtaking and vast. Snowy mountain peaks, vibrant forests, giant frozen heads. Everywhere you go is immersive and magical. A giant snake talking to a head? What?
More beautiful than I ever imagined.
God of War hypnotized me with its beauty, and so after I actually turned off my PS4 and went outside, this happened.
What?
And despite giant snacks and talking hex, the story is just about a father and a son who want to go hiking to the tallest peak in the land. Sounds pretty simple.
Ready?
That's unpleasant!
It's not, and the story is able to leverage the rich, authentic Norse mythology to create Tolkien-esque levels of depth, where characters will just say the craziest shit and you'll be like,
I don't speak French.
and the journey tests the father-son relationship between Kratos and Atreus.
You will listen to me and not speak a word.
And both main characters represent two potential sides of the male psyche: the boy who desperately wants and needs to become a man, and the man god who must reconnect with his former self.
You will always be a monster.
I know.
Kratos integrates his shadow and proceeds to murder everyone, as he was born to do.
Did I get you, dog?
The story is driven by complicated families and difficult relationships where fathers help sons become murderers, and sons choke mothers because that's just what sons do.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
I love you.
I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
Despite its fantastic story, rich depths, and fun combat, God of War is still incredibly dangerous, because with all this rolling, it'll make you want to play Dark Souls. That's the video. I hope you enjoyed. It was pretty serious stuff. Thank you, Manderson, as always, and my other patrons. Let's play some Rocket League, homies.